Hello everyone, this is Fede from Budarnath in Kathmandu, Nepal. This place is amazing. You can check it out. Give you a quick tour. Right in back of me is one of the most important and biggest Buddhist stupas in the world. You can look at the eyes staring everywhere, and they'll be staring at us today as well while we consider this question: what is mindfulness? So at its core, mindfulness is basically a mind training technique that helps us focus as much as possible on the present moment. It hones our awareness of the present moment, right? And we need to do this quite critically in the most non-judgmental way possible, and also trying to be as equanimous as possible. Right? And there's many different approaches to mindfulness, many different methods, right? Everything from one-pointedness mindfulness, where we focus on the ins and outs of our breath, open awareness, where we focus more on what's going on in our environment. We also do body scans that basically ask us to be as aware as possible around the subtle sensations that we have in our body. We can also practice loving kindness meditation, which helps us expand our compassion and our caring and our love for other sentient beings. And so there's many different approaches around mindfulness. Interestingly enough, this practice has been done since the Buddha came up with it basically 2,500 years ago, but only recently has Western science started to really explore it in a robust and very serious fashion. A lot of quite sophisticated scholars have been diving into this, mainly leading the charge in this new field called contemplative neuroscience is Richard Davidson from the University of Wisconsin, but Stanford University and its Center for Compassion and Altruism Research and Education have also been exploring the impacts of meditation, and essentially the results have been very, very strong in that mindfulness meditation has a very strong impact on the way that our brain develops. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this concept of neural plasticity, that basically our brain is constantly rewiring itself, building new neural pathways, and apparently mindfulness is one of the best ways to establish very, very strong and positive neural connections. Right? It helps our brain become positively plastic, if you will. And the results revolve from everything from increasing our empathy and our compassion for other living beings, to decreasing stress, something that a lot of us can benefit from, to becoming much more aware and better able to understand what's going on in our environment, to, for example, also being much more focused and effective in the things that we do, and the list goes on and on. So as you can see, this mental training technique can have a huge impact on us as managers, leaders, innovators, creative spirits, and that's one of the main reasons why Pracademy has taken such a keen interest in this practice. You might be asking yourselves, well, is this going to take a lot of time, or do I have to be really, really religious around this? And the answer is no on the time. Essentially, all you need to do is dedicate 15 minutes approximately every day. That's important that you do this every day so that your brain can start to take sort of the impact of the benefits of this practice. And two, around the religiousness requirement, not at all. Actually, the Buddha was the first person to insist that there was no need for religious inclinations, that this practice could be done by atheists and Hindus and Muslims and Catholics and Christians and all kinds of religious inclinations. It's a very secular and also very, very practical approach to helping our mind develop in better ways. You can think of this as the same way that you exercise your muscles when you go to the gym. Well, similarly, when we sit down and we engage in mindfulness practices, we're exercising our mind. And that's why a lot of people are starting to call the mindfulness revolution the new health revolution. So like running and going to the gym 30 years ago became something that a lot of doctors and everybody understood had a lot of benefits. Well, the same thing with mindfulness. This practice is going to start to become something that a lot of people will believe in and benefit from. Also, lots of companies are jumping onto the mindfulness bandwagon, everything from Google in Silicon Valley to Aetna, one of the biggest healthcare organizations in the world. Even Goldman Sachs, the bankers in New York, are starting to adopt these practices. So hopefully you'll become more and more interested in mindfulness, and you can follow us on Pracademy, because we're going to be posting a lot of different videos and resources for us to start to benefit from this. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. Stay tuned for the next one, and from Nepal, I say goodbye.